lie. You know, I look like I did 5 years ago, but not. Now 27. Shy's now 5, so that. Um, Not in the Air Force anymore. Still love Frank Ocean. Um, and I still got these shoes. Hold on. All right. They're not as pristine anymore, but they still eights. I like them a lot better than I did because I didn't try them on the last time I had wore them. So yeah, there you go. You like them, Shy? I love them, but I don't really care about none of this stuff no more. You know, got on to bigger and better things. At the time, at the time I made that video, I had um I had just got out of my marriage and um was like, I don't know, just kind of grounding myself, figuring myself out again. Coming, my guard dog. Coming. Okay. So yeah, I was figuring myself out, um, and it wasn't the end of the world, but it definitely wasn't this. It definitely wasn't this shit. Um, I'm not into that anymore. I still, like I said, I love them, and I'll step out here and there. But in those days, I was going out, and I'm not on that. I'm not an old man, but it just don't really appeal to me how much. Like I'll do something here and there, and be lucky if it's out of the house. I might do like First Friday in the art district or something. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know if you saw the little board that I had up there. I'm still kind of the same way whenever it comes to like stuff like that, having like core values. On that board, I think it says something about discipline and just things that were super big to me at the time. Um, I will say at the time, I think I was going to HVAC school or on my way out of the military at that time or something like that. Um, but I still kind of have, you know, things like that. This one is not updated. This is my old one, but it has a lot of things that I try to shoot to do daily. And then also, something new that wasn't really a thing at the time is um, I through my last relationship, I got into um, the Bible. And if you know me, that's pretty crazy because I was asking every question. But what really started to grab towards me is the path that I was trying to take and like establishing and developing morals and what have you. Um, the purpose of it, just because you know being young, you can work hard, um, but it has to have a reason, you know. And at the time, it was just, you know, what I thought was right. And where do we get our sense of right and wrong? I mean, without a sense of grounding, there's not really anything to tell you that something is right or wrong. Like, um, take for instance, me being in that marriage back then. If I knew what I knew now, I would have been more serious in the work beforehand, you know, because I was 21 at the time. Being young, you don't know that it doesn't fix all the problems. Just, you know, hitching it up is a lot of work that got to go on. And at the time, I had just gotten into the military. You know, I was like a year, some change in, and it was a lot going on. Even being a military brat, you know, um, 5 years ago, well, I was 22 when that video came out, or when I dropped that video. So I don't know if I have a lot uh, that I would say about like things that I was doing career wise and development wise because um, it was pretty aligned on the path that I wanted to go. It's just whenever it comes to friendships and like relationships, just if they don't really align with those same goals that you're trying to conquer overall, then you'll be met with a lot of disharmony, and that's what uh, ended up happening overall. But it was still all good times. It's just a lot of things that I don't necessarily go for. I wouldn't have been around, and things would have had like a lot of different um, outcomes. But I thoroughly believe that everything happens for a purpose. Um, so I guess that's one thing. But I guess the way that I learned it, it had to be that way. Um, I had a lot of very extreme or um, very intense um, encounters and times in my life, but it still doesn't it still didn't, I don't think, fulfill it didn't fulfill what I was looking for, I don't think, at the time. So even like whenever it comes to like building something with somebody, like your friends and all of that, if you guys don't really share the same morals, and I'm not even just talking about like um, religions, because you can have what, a Jewish friend, a Muslim friend, and uh, all the faiths are different. But what you guys can kind of count on you guys to have like a bottom line of morals, you know. So that's not to say that I'm perfect by any standard or like that just that much better. Um, and it wasn't the last set of problems to come or like hardship and things like that. There are other things, and as time goes on, you kind of you kind of if you assume leadership and just leadership roles like wholeheartedly, it kind of you come to a point in your life to where you really have to take the reins in a lot of situations and um, really etch out that self. And a lot of people are not going to make the cut. And that can even go for new people because um, one thing about it is getting into the Bible later on, at least in my experience, I, I take it a little bit more serious. And I think that has to do with my last relationship because it was um, supposedly based in it. But um, at the end of the day, you're supposed to be the leader. I'm talking about myself. And I didn't know of the Bible before that. So there's a lot of things that you kind of just let slide because you think that you don't know any better. But um, not to get too into it, but from my opinion, well, from my experience, the spirit is very real, and um, I feel like it hasn't guided me into anything crazy. One of my main things is, um, especially as Americans, you got to practice not being a hypocrite because that's that's one thing that we're kind of conditioned to be. And um, with this walk, if you're taking it seriously, there's going to be a lot of things that convict you and um, make you question um, just the way that you live in. And especially in a leadership role, there might be somebody that claims to be, on the same path, but doing some things that you might not necessarily agree with just because you feel convicted into the faith about certain things. Um, you just got to kind of be honest with yourself because it's your walk. But um, I'm in a lot better spot. I don't know. I don't think I'll get into detail now, but then I was in a very dark place, and I was finding um, a lot of ways to express it out, like humor and stuff. Whenever you know it's in the daytime, but yeah, no, I can say I'm in a very better. I'm a much better place now. Um, but yeah, 5 years later, still 8.5. Yap session. But all right, till next time.